Hey, welcome to the latest production line developer blog thing. I've just realised there's a light that isn't on and it will distract me. I'm feeling quite ill, so I have a bit of a weird voice, and that's also why I didn't do a video last week. But there's been loads of cool stuff. There's loads of stuff that has gone in. What you're looking at here is build 1.67, which I just set live on the unstable branch of Steam, and it will roll out to everyone very soon. The minute I can basically get some feedback and check that there's no problems with it. So there's a bunch of cool things, some stuff that people have wanted for ages. Something that's new, if you look over here, you'll notice this is new. Player guide is a completely new thing. And at the moment this is just in English, but it's being translated into every language that we support, which I'll talk about in a minute. So this is basically quite a big, and you can scroll, and look, smooth scrolling, wow. This is basically a guide to how to play the game, and it goes into quite a lot of detail. I went through and I added new screenshots for absolutely everything. This is basically the Steam basic gameplay guide, which I added to, I edited, and I changed all the images to make sure that they're up to date, which was a lot of work. And also getting them to be crisp in this user interface involved a lot of hassle, because basically DirectX, which is what I use, really is not very good at getting super crisp images. And this is one of the things that I find very annoying about like middleware and game engines like Unity and stuff like that. They always assume you're making a first-person shooter, and so they kind of assume that you slap some textures on stuff, and they're all excited about lots of shaders and huge amounts of textures and polygons and everything. What they're not concerned about is getting absolutely pixel perfect user interface, because generally speaking they're not targeted at that. So it's a real pain, and I had to do all sorts of cheats to get that to look really crisp. Anyway, that's the new player guide that's in the game. Hopefully you'll find it really helpful. You can also get to it somewhere else. I'm going to load in this blah 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 blah, which is a current game I'm playing about with. You've probably seen this map before. I use this a lot as a test bed. So you can also get to it here. There's a new little thingy here. It launches exactly the same thing, exactly the same way. You can quit it with escape like anything else. So that's one of the things that went in the last few weeks. I don't feel my best. What else went in? All kind of like tiny cool stuff. It used to be possible to actually go bankrupt when placing down overhead conveyors. It isn't anymore. It will stop you doing that. That's a trivial little thing. What else? I know there's some big things, but I don't want to. I don't want to kind of like miss out on any. Oh yeah, here's a thing I put in yesterday, kind of on a whim, because I thought this would be cool. You know, when you finish research, you get this lovely window that pops up, and it says, where would you like to apply those features? People have asked, and I have long thought myself, it would be cool if there was a way to launch that again. So, for example, we can go in here, right, and let's say we decide to give every car, what would make sense, driver airbag. Now, with the new event system, that may be a real thing, because you may get an event saying driver airbags are now necessary for everyone, and you think, oh, I have to go through here, driver airbag, driver airbag, driver airbag, driver airbag, and which is quite annoying. So wouldn't it be good if you could apply that, not having just researched it, but at any point? And now you can! Excitement! If you go into features, you see like new buttons here. Not on everything, because some things I haven't researched yet. I haven't researched advanced self-driving yet. But if I go down here and I go, well, let's do that. If I go to driver airbag, if I click on this car, it brings up that dialogue, and you can see where it's already applied, and you can turn them off or turn them on, or apply it to like everyone if you want, or no one, or whatever. So this is a new thing. I've also changed this. Some people were pointing out that the old version of this, where cars that were not selected were rendered in black and white, which I thought was a really cool effect. Actually just meant that they looked like either they couldn't be selected or that they were black and white cars. And people actually liked using the colours to spot a car. Like, for example, you know, if this is your save game, you'd know that the SUVs are yellow, for example. So I changed this so that they're always drawn in colour, but we only really colour the background if we highlight it or select it, and we have a thicker thing around it. I'm still not 100% happy with this. I don't think this looks as good as it could do. These kind of things are always difficult. So that's selected, that's not selected, that's highlighted. Does that make sense? So some people are saying, well, just make it red if it's not selected and green if it is. But no, because this dialogue does a lot more than you think. Dark green is very rare, light green is rare. If I pick something that's almost everywhere, like car alarm, you'll see what I mean. So red means it's universal. Yeah, universal. Yellow means it's common. So yeah, we can't use colour backgrounds for this. This is applied to everything. If I turn those off, you get that. And it's quite a subtle colouring. I mean, you can always read it here where it says common and universal. I don't know, I'm still not 100% happy. But if you get confused by that, let me know. Or if you prefer this new system, or if you hate this icon here, or if you think, how on earth would I ever guess to go there? You know, we're at the point in the game now where we're sort of going through and thinking, is this bit of user interface good? Is it easy to understand? Is it easy to use? Could we tweak it? Do we need to change the colour of something? Or do we need to move where something is, or make it bigger or smaller or whatever? So we're working on that sort of stuff. So that's a new thing that's on. I've got this big exciting thing I'm trying to avoid mentioning because, well, I think it's exciting. I'm actually not bothered by it, but loads of people are obsessed with it being in the game, and I put it in at last, and it was quite hard, but it wasn't like catastrophically hard. And I think it's the only thing I'm going to have to talk about it. No, I'll tell you what, I'll leave it to the end. Let's talk about languages. We're adding Swedish. There's a lot of discussion with people I know. Do Swedish people speak English? Do some Swedish people not speak English? How many Swedish people play the game? Is there anyone in Sweden who wouldn't buy the game unless it was translated into Swedish? And the game sells fairly well in Sweden, and I thought I'd do it. It costs about €1,000 or 1,200 euros or something like that to get a proper translation. And I tend not to crowdsource the major ones, which I'll talk about in a minute. So we're getting it done. We're getting it done for a few reasons. One of which is it's quite cheap and we can afford to do it. We can afford to get a translation into Swedish, and you know, there's a lot of gamers in Sweden, so we're going to do it. The other thing is, like, even if you are multilingual, then I think a lot of people would appreciate the fact that even if you prefer to play it in English, or you decide to play it in English or whatever, that you know, we know you exist. We're trying to do games for everyone. And, you know, in an ideal world, like if this game did as well as Prison Architect or something, I'd have it translated into every language. Loads of, like, you know, obscure languages. Someone asked for a Turkish translation, which is difficult because we need Unicode. But if eventually got this running in Unicode, I would love to have a Russian and a Chinese and a Japanese and a Turkish version, and, you know, an Arabic version, and absolutely everything. Because I think, why not, right? There is an assumption by game developers generally that the people who play games are exactly like them, in that they have the same income, they have the same interests, they have the same skin colour, the same language and all that, and it's just simply not true. I think the biggest single country playing this game is Germany, and I think it's really important to acknowledge that and accept that. Obviously we already have a German translation, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, we're going to do a Swedish translation. It may not be enormously popular, it may not be used a lot, but actually there is a version of this game. If you go into languages, you'll notice that you can play in Slovenian and what's the other one? There's two that are crowdsourced. Slovenian. Oh, this is Czech. Is it Czech? I think Czech is one that we didn't get done, but is crowdsourced. You know, like, how cool is that? Anyway, talking about translations, and just like staying on that topic for a second. People have pointed out that some bits of some of the translations aren't very good. When we were first working on the game, we had translations in German, French, and Spanish, I think, very early when we didn't have that much text. And we've found out that those translations are not that good, and they're not that consistent with the new stuff. So what we're doing is all of that stuff that was done by someone else is now all being redone by our current translation company. So they're doing all of that, they're adding Swedish, and they're also translating the player guide, because all of this text here is new, which also means we'll have a multilingual version, if that's even supported, I don't know, on Steam. So we're going to end up with a better German, French and Spanish translation. I nearly said English then, but I'm English, so if any of the English text sucks, email me, cliff@positech.co.uk, and say this is awful. I still get very confused by the word it's and apostrophes. I know I'm just an idiot, okay? Like, you know, I'm not good at that. I'm good at C++ syntax. I never screw up my C++ syntax, but actual English, that says a lot about what a workaholic I am, that I know more about how C++ works than English. Anyway, enough of this just kind of talking about Swedish translations when I've alluded to a cool thing. Do you want to see a cool thing? If it crashes, I'll be really annoyed. Check this out. Boom, boom, boom. Wow, I thought I'd fixed that. That should be gone. I was sure I'd fixed that. Anyway. Look, I'll do it again. Oh, hang on. I've lost me. I think I moved it over one, didn't I, or something? Anyway, did you see what happened? Did you see that? That was cool. I moved a slot. Yes, it's happening. So, yeah, any slot. You can just do that, and you've basically picked it up then. If you then cancel it, you've deleted it. Hang on, what slot was that? It'll be fine. They'll go the other way. And yeah, I've done loads of tests to make sure that there's no exploits here to make money or anything like that. Something that's harder than it looks, right? It's in the upgrades. Look, there's 3 upgrades there. Robots 1, 2 and 3, but not predictive stock control. So if I move that and put it down again, I'll put it down the same place, who cares? It does have the same upgrades. Okay, you lose all the resources. Actually, the resources are refunded. Which I think makes sense, right? Because if you went to a factory floor and you said, this whole bit here where we assemble the roof, we need to move this. Someone will go, what about all these roof bits? And they go, get rid of them and we'll worry about it in a minute. So you refund them and then you'll, you know, whatever. That makes sense, I think. It doesn't cost you anything to do this. You don't need to do any research to do this at all. Now, originally, I was very against this because I thought this will make the game too easy. But it turns out that although something like 78% of people think the game is about right, difficulty-wise, more people think it's hard than think it's easy. I'm badly running out of money here. I need to sort something out in a minute. Oh my god! Oh no, that... Anyway, it's in, and that's how you do it. Now, there are... Some people would say, why can't I, like, right-click and do it? And that's because we've already got right-click in there for deleting. And I think you're not going to do this a lot, and I think that makes sense. I think that as a system does make sense. Did he only have 3 originally? I think he must have done. Yeah, that's fine because they got 4. Yeah. Let me just check that. Let's do a robot. Oh, we're missing a robot there. How has that happened? We're missing a robot. I knew there'd be bugs. Bound to be bugs, right? Let me move that again. Let me move that there and then move it back again. I don't know how that happened. It's just a visual display thing. Anyway, this is production line. It is in beta, not alpha. Oh yes. One other thing, I think the last time I did a video I said quick buy it because I'm going to put the price up. I'm doing it right now, and then I turned out to be a complete and utter liar, because actually due to some setting in Steam I wasn't able to do it that day. That was a bit of a manic laugh. Anyway, I can do it apparently on Tuesday for reasons I won't reveal. So I'm going to put it up to $24.95. So it's currently $19.95. It's currently actually on Steam. It's in a little bit of a sale. So you know, buy the game now or don't wait. Give me more money. So these are the things, right? We did this thing. We did the little summary for the people who've nodded off. Where is it? Did this. Woo! And we did the moving thing, and loads of talk about translations. I think that's pretty good, given that I was actually in Belgium for 3 days, and also I felt really ill, and I've been doing other stuff because I do actually run a whole studio where we do other stuff. Anyway, that's it for now. Please like and subscribe, as all the cool kids say. If you want to hack printers around the world and tell them to subscribe to my channel, I thoroughly approve. That's a bit of an obscure joke, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, I need to have a lie down, I think. This is Production Line by Positech Games, where you run a car factory. It's on Steam, it's on GOG, it's on the Humble store, and you can buy it direct from us, where we get most of the money. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you probably next week, if not definitely in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching.